A major WWE star is off TV for the foreseeable future. Plus, we had a groundbreaking title change at NXT Battleground, and the main events for AEW All In have been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Happy Bank Holiday Monday to those who celebrated. Damian Priest celebrated it by battering Drew McIntyre's skull in on Saturday night's main event.
They certainly did. They had their cage match. Damian Priest escaping through the door, much to the dismay of one Jesse the Body Ventura. Fantastic television. A new report has emerged from PW Insider saying that this is going to be the last we see of Iron Drew for some time. He's done all of his WWE dates, and now he's going to be off TV for the foreseeable future.
PW Insider saying the word backstage was McIntyre will be taking an extended period off and is off TV going forward. While there's been talk of McIntyre landing a potentially big Hollywood role for some time, the absence would not be related to that, so we are told. It's more about personal time off. McIntyre noted this week he was working hurt and could not turn his neck all the way left. That'd make him an owl.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising given the stuff that Drew has put his body through.
Yeah.
The absolutely brutal bump a few weeks ago, and then they had a pretty decent cage match as well. It didn't really hold back. I think it was probably match of the night as far as in-ring action goes, and so it doesn't come as a surprise at all. I just hope when he comes back, they've got proper plans for him, because it feels like he's sort of jumped around a little bit, doing really good stuff, and he never half-asses it, does it? He really puts everything into what he's doing, and I think he's made the Damian Priest feud feel bigger than maybe we expected. With the WrestleMania match, amazing match.
Yeah, it was excellent, but it's the blessing and a curse when you're somebody that is so good at what they do, they can drop you into any position on the card, anywhere, at any time. You can be a babyface in the opening match, you can be a heel in the main event. You can do it all. And with that, it means that they're not necessarily going to commit to anything major for you, because they might just want to drop you in and around as and where they need you. He's that good. It's a blessing and a curse. But it means that when it means he takes a nice bit of time off now, and then he comes back, and whatever he's doing, and hopefully, like you say, it is something meaty. He really throws himself into it again.
Yeah, for sure. You say it's a blessing and a curse, and I totally agree with you. The good thing about Drew is that he's somebody that you can chuck in the main event scene, the world title scene, at any point, and he's totally believable. I think they've done a great job with him over the last few years, and Priest as well. We're talking about Damian Priest, but he's a guy now that you can insert into a world title picture, and it's believable. So I think they're two people that have actually done a pretty good job, but I want a bit more meat now, for Drew especially.
A bit more meat. Rough night for Scotland in general in the WWE camp. Drew McIntyre taken off TV by the hands of Damian Priest. But Joe Hendry on the receiving end of what is actually a groundbreaking moment on NXT Battleground on Sunday.
Absolutely. Trick Williams defeating Joe Hendry to become the new TNA World Champion after a trick shot and belt shot and all that. Joe was reeling from banging his head off that TNA title belt just moments before, and then he picks up the win, and an NXT superstar is now your TNA World Champion. And no disrespect to Joe Hendry, couldn't be happier. First of all, thought it was a great match. Thought it was really good, really strong match. But actually, this has numerous positives for me. First of all, it means that when they do these TNA or NXT title matches on the other one's show from now on, you never know what's going to happen, which hasn't necessarily really been the case up until this point. But also, I think it really helps TNA out with this relationship, and there's been a lot of criticism of the NXT TNA relationship, saying that NXT have perhaps got the better TNA stars on their show when they come over. Now, an NXT star is their TNA World Champion. To me, that makes TNA television must-see.
I think it really helps tell that story. And it's groundbreaking as well. It was last night the first time that the TNA World title has been defended in a WWE ring. And they really made this feel big. They had a video package beforehand voiced by AJ Styles that told the history and the lineage of the TNA World title. They really gave it socks. Trick Williams becomes the first contracted WWE star to hold the TNA World title. Joe Hendry becomes the first person to lose the TNA title to a contracted WWE star. groundbreaking all the year round.
I'm pretty sure this means that the TNA title has now changed hands on TNA programming, obviously, AEW, and WWE programming as well. Yeah. That's nuts.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, that are crazy times for wrestling.
It is a crazy time. Crazy, speaking of crazy, Anarchy in the Arena last night, AEW Double or Nothing. Gabe Kidd playing a major part. He turned up swinging that briefcase, pile driving Kenny Omega, set up something spicy with them for down the way. Fightful reporting that Gabe Kidd was planned to be involved in the Anarchy in the Arena match in some capacity as of earlier this week, even though he's not officially in the match. He did a lot of media for AEW for this show, but he is still not signed to AEW at this stage.
He's not. I think a lot of people were expecting to see him in the match itself, like as a build participant in the match. So it was no surprise to see him there. I think it's only a matter of time before AEW get him on their books when the time's right.
We did see the return of Hook during that match as well, whilst he came to the aid of the Ops, seemingly taking umbrage with the Ops, replacing him with Powerhouse Hobbs. That was an interesting little tete-a-tete. But the one person that we didn't see during that match was Eddie Kingston. A lot of people suggested this might be the landing point for Eddie Kingston with an AEW return. There was a lot of hope heading into this week that we would see that. Fightful, give us an update on that.
Yeah, saying for those asking about Eddie Kingston, while he sustained an injury a year ago, he didn't get to go undergo surgery until the summer of 2024. He had to let his leg heal before he could get knee surgery, and he claimed to PW Insider that he still has some time to go. So if Eddie Kingston is to be believed, don't expect to see him in the foreseeable future, unfortunately.
I don't know. It's a shame. I really feel like that this Death Rider storyline could benefit from a bit of Eddie Kingston.
Do you think he might be the guy to topple Moxley still?
I think so. I genuinely, and there's no disrespect to the parties involved, I would buy him taking out Moxley and the Death Riders more than Darby Allin.
I agree. I know Darby Allin has just climbed Everest. Hell of a worker. But no.
Everest put him over.
Kingston's the guy for me still. But we don't know when he's going to be back.
We do know who Moxley's next opponent's going to be at AEW All In Texas. The men's and women's world titles will be on the line, taking with the respective winners of the Owen Hart Cup men's and women's tournaments challenging for those titles. And as a result of victories last night, Toni Storm is going to defend the AEW Women's World title against Mercedes Moné. I thought Jamie Hayter might have done that.
I hoped Jamie Hayter might have done that.
maybe hoped more than thought. Whilst Jon Moxley will defend the AEW World title against Hangman Page.
Could be Hangman. It could be Hangman to do it. It really, really could. I still think it's Kings. Anyway, right. two massive matches there for sure. Just while we're on the topic of Hangman Page, what a match last night.
Oh, my
gracious. The first thing I watched when I woke up this morning, absolutely bonkers. Crazy.
Everybody just pulled all the stops out last night. Unsurprisingly, you can check out what happened at Double or Nothing and the WTF moments from Double or Nothing coming up with what happened at now on the YouTube channel and WTF coming up on the Patreon soon. And all right, look, because it's you, because you're here.
We missed a story.
Because it's you.
Talk to me about the big man.
I didn't miss it. I thought it'd be a nice little treat for you at the end. You know, like how you have a pudding at the end of your dinner.
Yeah.
This is the Adam Pacitti pudding with an Omos update. Dun 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 dun. Over to Pacitti for the Omos news.
Well, he's been chatting away with the wonderful, beautiful Adam Wilborn of What Culture Wrestling. Omos giving an update on his current WWE status, and he says, "I'm just waiting. I had fun in Japan, and I'm just patiently waiting." So he was asked to elaborate a little bit on his goals for 2025, and he said, "To be honest, man, I'm just here to dominate. I'm ready to come back and dominate in the ring again. There's nothing that brings me more joy than being in the wrestling ring, so whenever that happens, I'm just ready and excited to get back in there." Put him on TV, for goodness sake. It's not fair. It's not. He's been ready for ages. You took him away from Japan. Beating a dead horse here, I know, but put him on bloody telly. He's massive. You've seen the size of the bastard.
Look at the goddamn size of him!
Rise up.
Come on, why is the world so cold that we can't have Omos on the wrestling telly programs anymore? It's a horrible time. For the very latest wrestling news and Omos news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.